Well, the short answer to the honourable gentleman is that I've had no intimation from the government that it plans to bring this session to a close. I've no indication of an early, well, not early, but an imminent prorogation. I've no indication of that at all. What the honourable gentleman says is true. The situation that faces us at the moment is, in that respect, but also in many others, unusual. What he says about the undersupply of opposition supply days is really a statement of fact, and I well understand that there is much irritation about it, and I have myself commented on it, that it is a most unusual way in which to proceed, but that is the situation at present, and I'm not aware of any imminent plan to change it. But of course, if it doesn't change and this session runs and there is a continued undersupply of opposition days, I suspect that that will be the subject of coruscating criticism, not least, but not only, from the honourable gentleman. Can I just say, in response to the honourable member for Stone, because I think it is important to be accurate about this and to try to render, I keep trying to do this, our proceedings intelligible to people who are interested in them but are not parliamentarians or parliamentary anoraks. I'm genuinely grateful to the honourable member for Stone for giving me notice of his point of order. The European Union Withdrawal Act 2019, passed earlier this week, makes regulations changing exit day subject to the negative procedure. Under that procedure, colleagues, ministers make the regulations, which are then subject to annulment by a resolution in either House in the form of a humble address praying that the regulations be annulled. Such a prayer can be tabled as an early day motion in the table office. As a matter of fact, of course, not many prayers are debated, but the government does find time for some prayers to be debated, either in a delegated legislation committee or on the floor of the House. As far as I know, the regulations changing exit day to match the unanimous decision of the EU Council agreed with the United Kingdom last night have not yet been laid. If the regulations changing exit day are made and laid today, the honourable member for Stone may table a prayer today as an early day motion. Regulations subject to the negative procedure can be laid on any day during the existence of a Parliament, as provided for by Standing Order number 159, so it's perfectly in order for the regulations changing exit day to be laid tomorrow, in which case the honourable member for Stone could not table his early day motion until the day the House returns, Tuesday the 23rd of April, a fact of which he's, I think, aware and which he deplores. Given the urgency, with exit day and domestic law still fixed as 11 p.m. tomorrow, Friday the 12th of April, the honourable gentleman member for Stone asks if the government will move motion number 3 on today's order paper so the regulations can be debated tomorrow. I think I've already responded to that point by saying the government clearly intends to move motion number 1, and it would be preposterous to move both 1 and 3. The Leader of the House has made clear the government's intention that the House should, at its rising today, adjourn till Tuesday the 23rd of April. I think that is the best explanation that I can offer to colleagues at this time, but I am very seized of the procedural issues involved here, and I am by no means insensitive to the rights of members of the House who should have their opportunity, by one means or t'other, and preferably by more means than just one, to register their objections. For now, we must proceed. We're at an early stage, colleagues, I remind you, in our proceedings. We're not even halfway through the parliamentary day yet, so we need to retain a glint in